We are programmed to be who we are right now. Okay. Let's say 95% of our thoughts, our behaviors are subconscious. Okay. Only, let's say 5% are conscious. So we're pretty much running our day in autopilot. Okay. We're moving through our day from the moment we wake up. It's almost like we follow this routine. It's a subconscious process that we're going through, and we almost react to the world around us. Okay. And so because we're conditioned to be who we are, we're programmed to live a certain way, well, we keep producing the results that we're currently getting. Okay. And until we start altering that programming and aligning that programming with the results that you've just written down, okay, because what you've written down is a set of results. Okay, that life that you want to create, they're results. So when you look at your results, if they're not in alignment with what you're wanting to create, which is the way it's meant to be, okay, what you're written down should be different to what you're currently living. Okay, maybe it's just one area of your life that's focusing on, that's fine. Okay, but in order for you to alter that area of your life, you have to start altering the part of your mind that's creating the results. Okay, and it's not just the way you think. The way you think is one part, that's conscious. I'm talking about the subconscious programming. So it's the beliefs, subconscious beliefs, and the habits that we have to start altering. So they're a match. Let's say they are a match for what you want to create in your life. Okay, and I'm putting it as simply as I can. You know, we have to alter that part of that subconscious programming. Okay, and it's very simple, but it's not easy. Okay, because when you show up today, the difficult thing is being different to who you were yesterday, because that's going to now take conscious. You got to override the subconscious programming. Okay, so you got to do that consciously first. You have to think about something. And I want to give an example, right? Like imagine the first time, if you drive a car, the first time you started to drive, the first time you got in and you're taking a lesson, absolutely everything that you were doing, you have to think about. You have to think about, make sure you press the brake instead of the accelerator when you want to slow down. Okay, make sure you look to see there's no cars on the right side when you're indicating and turning over. Make sure you actually press the indicator. Make sure that if you're driving a manual, that you gear down or gear up. Like everything was conscious. I remember when I was doing it, I almost had a headache when I finished that lesson, because it was just like thinking overload. Okay, it was all new thought processes that I was developing. Okay, and so it's going to be the same when you're creating this new habit of being this new person. Okay, but there's going to come a time, just like learning to drive, where it becomes unconscious. Like now, I don't have to think when I'm driving. It's a completely unconscious process. Unless, let's say, if I'm driving in the rain and there's a big truck there and I'm going to overtake the truck, like the conscious mind kicks in and I just like take control of the wheel, indicate, and I'll just, like it becomes more conscious because there's a bit of a hazard or a danger on the road that I'll have to think about. But other than that, I could be speaking to Nat, I could be, talking on the phone, even though it's illegal. Okay, but I could be doing other things that, because driving doesn't require me to think anymore. It's just a totally unconscious or subconscious process. Okay, and that's an example there. Or it might be like tying your shoelace, would be another example. Even try and teach your children to tie their shoelace. Think about it, hang on, what do I actually do? The reason why we have to think about it is because it's now a subconscious process. It's a habit. Okay, well, you can program your life to be subconscious. What you've just written down, you can program to be subconscious, so it's automatic. Okay, and that is what will control your behaviors and produce your results. Okay, a lot of people try and change their behavior, okay, without changing that programming, and they're forcing themselves to change. And they're willing themselves to change something, and that can only be sustained for so long. Okay, it can only be sustained for so long, and then before you know it, they're back to the old behaviors and they're still producing the same old results. Okay, and this is a big hurdle that people face, Now, why they make a little bit of progress and then they go backwards. They make a little bit of progress and they go backwards again. Okay? Because they're not actually changing the primary cause of their behavior, which then produces their results. Okay? And so we imagine like a bridge, and you're here on one end of the bridge and you want to get to the other end of the bridge. There's this becoming process in the middle. Okay? So you're getting over the bridge by becoming this person. Okay? And so there might be a habit that you have to establish. Might be a new identity that you have to establish. Okay, and this is such a huge one right there. Okay, you have to see yourself being this person because you see yourself being a certain way right now. Okay, like I'll use the example of me with public speaking, and I touched on it before. I saw myself when I first started this business. I saw myself as an electrician. That's how I saw myself when it comes to my professional life, my career, okay? And so I had to alter this subconscious image of myself as someone who does speak and host webinars and seminars and things like that. That was something I had to change. It was very uncomfortable for me because it was one of my greatest fears. But I altered the way I saw myself, and that allowed me to become it, okay? And so this was a process that I took myself through. And I've done it many times with many different things. If I want something new in my life, I have to alter the way I see myself. I have to alter my subconscious beliefs because we can never go beyond where we believe we can go. Okay, we can never go beyond where we believe we can go.